I started Arceye because I was working on multi-camera systems, and every single multi-camera system at the time was homemade. So every part was made by somebody else. Every engineer came from a different background. The photographers were doing their best, and everybody was working together. But the reality was that every piece of the system was generally slow. They oftentimes didn't talk to each other, and the end result was a rig that would have massive reliability problems, and you'd get it to work the one time and that's all you needed for a film, but it wasn't scalable and it wasn't something that a business could rely on. So I started Arceye to build better tools, so that way these systems could be built, they could be reliable, and they could be scalable, and you can bring the technology that you prefer to it. So that meant that we needed to support every light source, we needed to support all operating systems, and we needed to support different types of cameras. This system is the culmination of years of effort into building better tools for multi-camera capture. We serve industries that need automated imaging systems, and so we design systems that are flexible enough to meet the needs of an automated e-commerce environment, as well as servicing VFX and film companies that want the simplicity, but also need all of the sort of the knobs and the tools to tweak it to their liking. We primarily focus on the Sony Alpha lineup. In this rig, we're using the 9 Mark III and the LR1, and we're leveraging the capabilities of the 9 Mark III with its global shutter and its high frame rate for 4D capture. And then for 3D capture, we're showing the LR1, and that's a 61 megapixel industrial camera. We have a mix of 50mm G, and then we also have 50mm G master lenses. We developed software that communicates to all of the cameras over a network cable using Sony's SDK. And so it sort of ties it all together with a bow. Traditionally, working with systems like this, you would target cameras that produce a good photo. And those cameras are generally designed for photographers, first and foremost. And so the tethering is primarily meant to be used in a situation where you have one camera to one computer. But Sony's new system allows the Alpha cameras to connect to a network. For us, that was a game changer, because we can go to a photographer or an IT director and we can tell them, you can bring your own computer, whatever you prefer, whatever platform you prefer, and connect it to the network, and you get instant access to all of the cameras. We're synchronizing the 9 Mark III and the LR1 using our sync system. This is a system that we developed to calibrate and to trigger all of the cameras simultaneously. What we discovered during that process was that the 9 Mark III was extremely accurate because of its global shutter. And so we were able to push the lighting sync and the camera sync during 3D and 4D capture much further than we could before. And then pairing this with our sync system, we're able to keep the 9 Mark III and the LR1 in sync. The unique thing about Sony's product is the new SDK and the fact that it supports the same connectivity across all of the interfaces. And our preferred interface is network connection, but you can also use USB or wireless. The thing that I like the most about working with Sony is the collaboration and the attention to detail. It's not enough to just make a great product. You have to take in feedback as often as you can. Our problems are very different to a photographer's problems. And when we went to Sony with them, the first thing they did was take notes and then start making recommendations and sometimes implementing changes. And that's pretty unique, because we're not coming to them with a problem that they intended the camera to be used for, but they were receptive to all of our issues, and they supported us. And so we knew that if we started incorporating Sony products into our lineup, that sort of support could be passed down to our customers as well. We're going to continue building better tools for anybody who's trying to develop and use multi-camera systems so that it's easier to deploy and it's faster to capture.